Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with my April wrap up, which I want to caveat before we dive into my stats. One, last month was 30 and 30. If you're new here, that's where we try and read 30 volumes of manga in a month. With 30 days, I do this with Shay and Tamika over, I'll link their channels down below if somehow you aren't there. So my numbers this month are very high, even for me. And I do generally average around 30 books a month or so. Like, I'm usually high 20s to 30s, depending on how many manga I read and other things, but just take that into account when I share these stats with you, because I'm so proud of myself, first of all, but also, like, I feel like I need to caveat that, like, any and all reading you did this month is bomb, and I'm proud of you. Whether you joined us for 30 and 30 and only read a handful of manga, I'm proud of you. If you read a book, that's all I care about. You read a book, I'm happy for you. Like, seriously, I'm very proud of you. So we're gonna dive right into my stats, but like I said, I wanted to caveat that, like, all reading is good reading, so don't, like, compare yourself to this month of mine. I'm also just now exiting this massive slump I've been in, which is part of my reading also, like, picking back up. So in April I read 57 books. I'm a little mad I couldn't make it to 60 and have, like, a nice even number, but I'm proud of myself nonetheless for reading 57 books. Now, the breakdown of that is 11,279 pages for an average rating of a 4.15, which is really good. Again, a lot of manga. So manga, I do tend to rate higher in the 4 or 5 category most often because I don't pick up a lot of manga I don't think I'm going to enjoy, which is good. Manga's expensive. I don't want to buy a series. I'm not going to love. I usually read 1 volume, give it 3 stars, and I don't pick up the rest. So there's that. I read 5 books from the KU. I had 1 reread. And then our format breakdown is 7 ebooks, 11 audios, and 38 manga. Again, I told you, I read a lot of manga. And that also included 11 new to me authors in those 57 books, which I'm very proud of. This is a newer stat I've been tracking this year. And I like seeing what debuts and new to me authors I read, because I think it's really cool to see where that breakdown is. And I definitely am always trying to pick up new people. So I like seeing that number, like, be double digits in a month. Obviously reading manga helped a lot also. Any books I talked about in my mid-month wrap up, you can go learn about there. I will share them in the rating section, but I'm not gonna, like, go into detail. So I'll let you know about those. And then we're just gonna, yeah, dive right in. I had no DNFs, 1 or 2 stars. I started right off at 3 stars and some books I should have DNF'd. First up, we have Mind to Possess by Nalani Singh. Talked about this in my mid-month, but I did finish Hostage to Pleasure by Nalani Singh, which I missed in my mid-month. I'm not really gonna say a lot about the Side Changeling books because I went through books 4, 5, 6, and 7 this last vlog. I will link to that down below if you're curious. I give, like, pretty non-spoiler thoughts, I feel like, and there's, like, a spoiler chunk at the end. I really struggled with Hostage to Pleasure as well as Mind to Possess. These were just not good books in the series. And I do hold Nalani to a high standard because almost everything I've ever read by her I have loved. Thus, I expect a lot from her, and these just didn't deliver. This happens, it's okay. You know, I think compared to other paranormal romances of their time, they're better than those, but it just didn't hold water to what I know of Nalani's writing. So that was a 3-star. Then I read Savage Lover by Sophie Lark, which I'm hoping I might be reading, like, all of Sophie Lark this weekend for the Mafia Readathon, to be honest. But this one I thought was okay. This is like a bully romance, kind of. This is about a girl who's, like, a car mechanic, and one of the boys in the Mafia families whose name I literally don't even remember their names. That's how, like, indifferent I was on this book. I'm very curious to read the book about their kid though. Like, I feel like that one will be interesting, but this one involves them, like, running a heist of sorts, and it was fine. It just didn't stand up to the other books in this series at all for me. I wanted to love it. I really liked Stolen Air a lot, so I think that partially, like, brought it down. And then I read Nemesis by Natasha Lux and Liza Penn. This will be in Thursday's vlog. I'm doing a whole vlog, which is no surprise to anyone, I feel like, if you've been paying any attention to anything I've been on in the last few weeks, what I'm reading. But this is part of the this is part of the Phase 1 box set from these authors. It is Marvel-inspired romances, and I have declared myself too close to the originals, like, to knowing about the comic history and the movies and all these, like, I'm a big nerd for, like, comic stuff. So I've declared myself too close to these to enjoy the book, because they're like just me cringing the whole time. Like they're almost just too close, and I cringed a lot. I think I'm done with that box set. I just didn't love Nemesis. This one follows Falcon and All-American Man, and there's some stuff going on with the Heroes org that is shady and shifty, and we are discovering those things in this book, which was interesting. But I also felt like a lot of the smut and sex in these books was just thrown in with no plot progression. And when I read romance that's like not erotica, I'm not looking for that. Like I like a lot of sex in my books and I enjoy them, but I always like it moving the plot forward. And this just felt like they were boning to bone, which is like cool, but it also isn't that long of a book. So to feel like there's too much sex is just, it was just weird. We're just gonna say we tried. And leave it at Nemesis and probably not read Alter Ego, because from what I've heard, Alter Ego is not much better. But I do have friends who liked these, and I totally can see why. For me, I was having like secondhand embarrassment the whole time reading this, which doesn't happen very often. Then we have my 3.5 stars, which I talked about in my mid-month, which are Below Zero by Ali Hazelwood and Origin by Natasha Lux and Liza Pinn. I'm not gonna go into huge details on that. And then we have Hot Wife by Kat Blackthorne. I was surprised by this. I got this rec to me on TikTok and they delivered. Book Talk delivered on this one. I feel like this is just a taboo, smutty romance about a woman who is hot wifing around, which means she's allowed to sleep with other people. But a big caveat to this is that they can't know her true identity. And it turns out she ends up hooking up with somebody that does, and there's some big reveals, and there's gonna be a sequel. And it was really, honestly, quite an enjoyable read and a nice taboo read. Like it felt fun to read. It was a fun story. It was like kind of angsty in a good way. I had fun with it. It's not perfect. I do think like it suffers a little bit some in the plotting. Like it was a little too, not like bonkers. It wasn't bonkers over the top. It was just like a weird over the top that I wasn't like super into. But again, 3.5 is not a bad rating. Like 3-star books are not terrible books, right? They're fine. And this one was just like a little better than fine. Then we have Blaze of Memory by Nalani Singh. This was better than the other ones. I really liked Katya and Dev. I specifically, this one, what brought it up from a 3 to a 3.5 for me was the ending, which I'm not going to tell you about because that would be a big spoiler, but the way it ended and the way in which I had a moment of like, is this a romance, brought it up because I was really surprised. And again, thought the world building here was really interesting. We're gonna move right into my 4 stars. 4 of these I talked about in my mid-month, which are The Quarry Master by Amanda Milo, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. Then we have The Dragon Bride by Katie Robert. This was my members only book club pick. If you're a Patreon or a YouTube member, there's a vlog for anybody who is friends level or higher to watch with this book on it. And then I Think I May Need You by Christina C. Jones, which is the second Love Sisters book. Then the newest one in this category is Branded by Fire by Nalani Singh. This was the one good one in those 4 books that I read that I really liked. This is Mercy and Riley's story. They're both very like, how do I want to phrase this? Like, I feel like Mercy was very sure of herself and knew what she wanted, and so did Riley, and they just kind of like didn't realize how well they would work or why they would work together. They're both from different changeling packs, so that was just, it was really good. I really enjoyed their story. I think this was just such a fun one to read and enjoy. Then my 4.5s were all in my mid-month wrap-up, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey and Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. Now for my 5 stars, we actually have some 5 stars this month, which is exciting. One of which is like borderline 6-star. I feel like if I love the whole series will be a 6-star. Is why I'm holding off on it. But first we have A Walk in the Park by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This is an Audible original. I talked about this in my mid-month. Really fun time, quick read. Then I have The Four Leaf by Lee Jacquot. This is one that I read for the Dark Romance Readathon, and I was taken by surprise, like big time taken by surprise, because this was just bomb. Like, this was such a good little novella that I can't stop recommending it. I like went and screamed to some of my friends to go read it. This has Primal Planet, which is where you're chased. This is also Friends to Lovers, and I don't usually like Friends to Lovers enough, so there we go. Like, it works in a weird way for me, but this follows 2 friends that have like kind of, for decent reasons, never fully communicated their interest in each other, and we follow them figuring out that they both like each other and engaging in some smutty, good primal play times where she gets chased by him. And it was really fun. I just think this is just one of those reads that like I couldn't put down. I think I fell asleep with like 7 minutes left in it, and I was mad at myself the next morning that I'd fallen asleep. So it was one of those books. And then the unsurprising one is The Dark One by Nikki St. Croix. I'm obsessed with her Peter Pan retelling. It is so good. This is the sequel to The Never King. I am gonna say, if you read The Never King and you don't want to have to wait, I'm gonna say it's okay to wait on this one and read it closer to. I loved this, but I am so angry that I have to now wait for the finale in like October or late September or something. I don't know the date. I don't want to know the date because I don't want to be reminded that I can't read it now. I'm gonna have to go get Nikki's attention in some capacity so I can read this dang book early as an arc because I need to know how it ends. But this is a polyamorous or reverse harem, whichever term you want to use, situation happening. We have the 4 male love interests and our girl, Winnie, who is here to help Peter Pan and the boys save Neverland, kind of. It's just really interesting. I really like the world building. I like the twists we're getting out of this. It's just been really good. I have not read a lot of Peter Pan retellings, and now I'm like, are they good maybe? Maybe I need to read more. So we'll see. I think I need to read Hooked and some other ones. If you have a Peter Pan retelling you think I should check out, let me know. But yeah, this was just a fun time overall. All right, so now we're in the manga section. I will have timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead to the outro and get your emojis and like peace out. I understand. First things first, I'm just quickly gonna run through everything I read this month and talk about in my mid-month. Something's Wrong with Us, Volume 7. I'm a Wolf, but My Boss is a Sheep. Rose and Blood, Volume 2. Mint Chocolate, Volume 5. Bungo Stray Dogs, Volume 1. Therapy Game, Volume 1. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, The Bind Up. This is like 2 volumes or 3. Bad Boys Happy Home, Volume 1. Rent a Girlfriend, Volume 1. A Sign of Affection, Volume 4. Yona of the Dawn, Volume 35. The Saviors Book Cafe in Another World, Volume 1. Okay, so that's everything I read in the first half of the month. Now on to the second half. I read Stitch and the Samurai. This is available on Scribd. I just want to note, in case anybody wants to pick it up, it is weird to read on Scribd. Apparently I had bought them digitally because I had you know, the money off coupons you get with Amazon. I had some of those, so I bought them digitally. This is really cute about Stitch crash landing in like feudal era Japan, I guess. And the samurai finds him and he just wants to pet Stitch, and like Stitch is not having it, so he like feeds him and it's their bonding. It's really cute. I need to read Volume 2 and 3 like ASAP. Then I read a sapphic time travel romance called Strawberry Fields once again. Volumes 2 and 3. It's only a 3-volume set. This was interesting. I really liked Volume 2. I thought it was really cute. And Volume 3 surprised me at where we went with the story. I wasn't expecting it. So this was a really fun series overall, and I definitely think it's one that I could recommend people pick up and dive into and just give it a go. You might be surprised by it. I think overall as a series, I give it all 4 stars. But it is literally about a girl who travels back in time to be with her true love. And we get some interesting reveals. That's all I got really. But yeah, it was really cute and fun how it worked out and how it played out. But yeah, overall really just cute Yuri manga. The Saviors Book Cafe in Another World is next, Volume 2. So I finished this out. This kind of closed up the storyline between these two, so I'm not really sure where we're going with Volume 3, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought this was such a fun read. It's just a really cute thing. She gets asked by God to go to another dimension, place. She does, and she like makes all these wishes to give herself the ability to have this book cafe, which is like her dream, and it was just really precious overall and a good time. So this one is definitely for my bookish friends. I feel like it's like right up our alley. I also gave that one 4 stars. And then we have My Love Mix-Up Volumes 2 and 3. I have them backwards, but this was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. I was so surprised at how much I loved Volumes 2 and 3 of this series. I have pre-ordered more volumes because that's how much I liked it. This honestly just was so fun. So this follows a boy who confesses his feelings to another boy because he finds this eraser that's not his with his name on it, like carved in it. And we follow them figuring out the lie and then deciding to date. And it was just really adorable. I feel like this is a really fun one that kind of is exploring that burgeoning sexuality and like, who am I attracted to as a child, as a youth, not as a child. like as a kid, like what am I attracted to when I'm a teenager, and what does that mean? And you know, could I be this or that? And I really enjoy that aspect of it. Also, their friendship is precious. So highly recommend My Love Mix-Up, and I do need to check out the drama, but I'm absolutely loving and living for this manga. Okay, next I read 12 volumes of Shortcake Cake. So volume 1 was a reread for me. Hold on. I read all of these. One of my goals for 30 and 30 was to finish a series. This is a series I owned and I finished it. Shortcake Cake, I'm just gonna hold up volume 1 because I can't do this the whole time. Shortcake Cake is a really cute shoujo manga. This is by the same mangaka as A Sign of Affection, which is why I picked it up. And it is complete at 12 volumes, so if you're curious, you can definitely dive in and finish it all. But this follows a girl who ends up moving to the town she goes to high school in, instead of commuting 2 hours every day, back and forth, and she moves into a boarding house, and it's really cute. It's about her burgeoning potential romance between 2 different male characters. The love triangle in this one actually works out really, really well in my opinion, and I really liked how it played out. I at one point was like, how is this 12 volumes? And then the overarching plot twist that happened worked for me. The love triangle was not annoying. It was really cute. Overall, I give the series like a 4.5. I just really enjoyed it. It was just really fun and really adorable to read. So highly recommend you check it out if you like shoujo mangas with high school theme, like high school settings. And it was just really adorable, fun time. While I was reading Shortcake Cake, I took breaks and read those Not So Sweet Boys volume 5 and 6. Yeah. So this one also involves some love triangle sort of situations, forbidden, like they shouldn't be together situation. And it was really fun to read these. I really enjoyed them. I'm really curious to see where this story is also headed. This has the same vibes in a way of that Wolf Boys, mine is the same mangaka. So I do feel like people will enjoy this and love and focus, but like it's stretched out over more volumes, which I'm really, really loving. But yeah, we have some love confessions in these and just some general fun times happening. I cannot wait for volume 8. I also read Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, volume 2. This one is quickly becoming a favorite. As somebody who likes video games, this is just really entertaining because it's all about these girls at a boarding school where video games are not allowed, and they're like sneaking playing fighting games, and volume 2 involves them teaching another girl how to play the fighting games. You have this 4 stars. It's just a really fun, goofy manga. Then I have read volume 4 of Our Teachers Are Dating, which I gave 5 stars. This is the finale to the series. It's just a 4-volume set. This is the Sapphic Sweat and Soap is what I would call it, or Yuri Sweat and Soap equivalent. It is so stinking cute, and it involves just these 2 co-teachers that are co-workers like falling in love, and this one was precious. They met their families, they got married, like we got our whole happily ever after, and it was everything I wanted for them. I wish there were more volumes, but I'm also okay that it ends at 4. Like it works both ways for me, if that makes sense. Like I could see there being more, and I'm happy with where we're at. But it just was an absolutely precious end to a really cute series. Then I read Bite Maker volume 4, which I did give 3 stars. This is the hard volume to recommend now. This volume deals heavily in sexual assault, and it really leans into some of the Omegaverse stuff that I don't always like. But we'll see where volume 5 takes us. I am gonna pick it up still. But I do want to be very, very cautious in telling anyone to pick this series up because there's definitely heavy sexual assault in volume 4, and it was jarring to say the least. And yes, it's a Omegaverse manga. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be stunned, but I still was frustrated. I also read Skip and Lover volume 1, and this was adorable. I gave it 5 stars. I am mad because my local bookstores don't have volumes 2 in stock right now, so I can't go pick up like the next 3 volumes that I need. So this is going on my hunt list, and as I find them, I'll be picking them up and catching up with this series. This is adorable. This reminds me a lot of Shortcake Cake also, but instead it's this girl from the country moving to Tokyo for high school, and she befriends this boy when she's lost on the subway trying to get to the first day of school. And it follows their friendship and the rest of their friend group, which are kind of like, it's like an unlikely friend group in a weird way. And I really enjoy that kind of dynamic. And I'm just really enjoying the story so far. This just surprised me, to be honest with you. A lot of people I knew loved it, and I just wasn't sure where I'd fall. And here I am being like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. But yeah, this is just about some kids in high school finding their way. And what more do you want? All right, the last 2 volumes are Something's Wrong with This volume 8, which, boy, boy howdy, this was a lot. Y'all, this was so good though. I gave it 5 stars. I'm dying for volume 9 and it's finished in Japan, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, Kodansha pulls through with for us and publishes them all very quickly, because that would be nice. I would love to finish this series off ASAP, but oh my gosh, volume 8 was amazing. I also read My Senpai is Annoying volume 7. This I am also giving a 4.5 star rating. I really like the series. We kind of have a little bit of a reveal around feelings in this one from our senpai, Takeda, but either way for me, this series, what I love about it is it's super duper slice of lifey in the way that like you're really just getting little snippets of their days, and I love that personally. I also really just love the art in this, and the full color pages are really fun. So this is just one of those like comfort series for me. I love reading it. I love just following their journey, and it's just really, really cute. So I adored it. Now that that's all of that, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, because whew, am I gonna have fun editing. Let me know in the comments if you participated in 30 and 30 and how you did, and if you didn't do that, let me know a book you loved in May that you read in April. And if you don't want to do either of those, you can leave me a boat emoji in the comments. We're just gonna go with boats because it's warming up. And I'm so ready to like soak in my pool. Y'all, I'm so excited for pool season. Anyways, you can do that in the comments, and I will have links to all of these books as well as any links to Be My Friend anywhere on the internet down there in that description box. And I will see y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get